Give it up for these athletes, ladies and gentlemen. This is your fans here. Wakulla, are you in the building?
These two teams normally play each other during the year, Coach.
Seminoles,
Wakulla and Florida High.
Okay. Actually, I'm not really familiar with a lot of what Florida High does. Of course, seeing Wakulla every year while being at Rickards, we would always have to keep a pulse on what they were doing down there in Crawfordville.
Okay.
But not really familiar with Florida High. This coach might be one of the first times that I've seen Florida High play that I can recall in several years. We'll see what Coach Hickman how they're gonna look out here in the spring. Putting immediate pressure on the quarterback for Wakulla. That's going to be Jalen Worsham. He'll be a senior this year. Like he's been there 10 years.
Oh.
I remember that name.
So you remember the name, huh, Coach?
Yes, sir. They have a Florida State commit in Keyshawn Green, linebacker. He wears number 17. I think they also employ him on the offensive side of the ball on occasion. It'll be interesting to see Green out here today as well. They're really getting a lot of pressure here the first two plays.
Wilson, on the carry for the War Eagles.
Offensive line is similar to a sieve.
Oh.
3-yard gain.
First two plays, I
Ball's
don't
on
know
the
what's going
33-yard
on.
line.
They're passing guys off for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
Brings up third down. 7.
Third down and 7. War Eagles. Florida High. Right there in position. 33.
33.
A lot of veterans on that Florida High team. A lot of veterans.
Mr. Ganem is his dad, Emil Ganem, one of our Leon County sheriffs.
Number 3, Amari Harvey. And number 10,
we used to coach together.
Willie Taggart.
See Sire making a play there for Florida High. That's pretty cool.
That Willie Taggart, they call back for the punt return? Okay.
Yeah, you had Amara Harvey and Willie Taggart Jr. right there.
Harvey with the big
Two athletic punt returns.
Those take over. From
Two
the
athletic
44-yard
punt
line.
returns.
First and 10.
Yeah, Florida High has some guys that are going to be recruited very well on their roster.
Quarterback, Hill. Dad took the job at John Paul. The question was if he was going to stay or go with his dad.
I think he made the right decision. You're asking me. Who am I? Bryson Hill. And he immediately shows off his skills on the rollout, completing a pass. Some of his stats in 2018 threw for over 1,400 yards and 15 touchdowns, has over 5,000 career passing yards, according to our media guy.
Yeah, our media guy that the only member of the media that get it was Earl Hankerson.
Being Earl sometimes has his privilege.
Oh yeah, but your brother come up here late and like, y'all got a roster for me. Y'all got it for me. Then you walk in here with once. I got you though, Earl. I got you.
He was gonna have to make a play as a receiver fell down, and he is showing off his skills.
He showed off his lack of height because he ducked under 3 tackles.
Yeah, only standing at 5'7".
Gained some weight. He was last year this time he came in. He was, good size. His
Make that
10th
the
grade
first
year,
food
he was
line.
short and little. He gained some weight, came back in, and he was ready to assume a lot more responsibility.
Yeah, they got him listed at 165.
First
He
and
actually
10,
looks a little
no.
bigger than that
I would guess that he is now.
on the listing. Looks a little bigger than that.
To be able to do what he does, he was going to need that weight, that size, and he's played well with it.
Shows off his
First pass is caught by number
passing
7.
ability here.
Logan
First three
Brooks.
plays.
Yeah, that one, the wide receiver number 7, Logan
The
Brooks
second
over there.
run is good enough for a no.
Yeah, there's been a number
First down.
of schools that have been making visits over to Florida High for some of their players.
Yeah, he's got several players here listed that are carrying the load for his team. I see some really good ACT scores as well. ACT and SAT scores. So those kids are preparing themselves academically, so they don't have to worry about
Flag on the play.
when it comes to the athletic side. That's what we really want to see out of our student athletes. This is very impressive what I'm looking at here on the roster.
Yeah, exactly.
See Emory Laird. He's a running back. He's going to be in that 21 class. Sorry, scored a 28 on the ACT. Carrying a 3.8 GPA. He's going to be able to write his ticket, coach, to where he wants to go.
Oh, but you'll take a Pepsi. Yeah, I needed to keep that with my program. You ain't know how to share. What teach you? Man, you done tore up one. When you got one, you should have got 2.
He breaks it. He's down to the 10-yard line.
Boy, they're going. Now, see, this is an example where they at least had a break. Madison has been on. I mean, Wakulla did play 2 or 3 games ago. They did play 2 or 3 games ago.
First and goal, no.
And what we've seen so far is that when you've played already, you don't seem to respond as well playing on that second game.
Yeah, a lot easier to continue the flow of a game, but as that team comes out for the first time, and you've been out here for quite a while, it kind of wears on you. Florida High looking really, really good here. And they moved the pile right there, number 34. That was Emory Laird, who we just talked about a few minutes ago. Who academically is fully qualified and ready to go.
Exactly. Always good to see the student athletes come out who did not forget or shortchange the first word in that being exactly.
Florida High first. Second and goal here from the 2-yard line. One receiver out wide. Full backfield. They're just going to walk right on in. Number 6, Alfred Mentor. And he takes it in for 2 yards out.
Yeah, that was a quick one there.
Yes, it was. Mentor. He's carrying a 3.3 grade point average, running back. Plays offense and defense.
Into the point after.
Just short of 800 yards last year carrying the football, so I'm pretty sure he's going to get his touches this year for the Seminoles. That kick is no good.
I looked up just enough to see it fluttering.
Yeah, not even close. Looks like Hill is Hill kicking as well, the quarterback.
So the score with 7:16 left in the first quarter.
That wasn't even close. You're right.
Yeah, you gotta go to the
0.
I don't see a kicker listed on Florida High's roster. So that was a good opportunity to show what he's able to do. But if this continues, they'll be going for 2. All season.
No, he said all season. He said all season.
I don't know why we like to pick on the kickers.
You started that. I'm just sitting here. He said, why? Ain't no we in that. Oh.
Brendan Wilson on the carry for the War Eagles. Pick up a 3, brings up 2nd down and 7.
Second down and 7 coming up for Wakulla.
Yeah, thank you for as I try to make these adjustments.
And the standard offense that Wakulla's been running for years. Oh, fumble on the play. And it looks like Wakulla retains possession. Also going to pick up a 1st down.
Justin Kilpatrick with the carry. That's good enough for a War Eagle 1st down. Ball's on the 41-yard line. 1st and 10, War Eagles.
Wakulla coming out, Jalen Worsham at quarterback.
Yeah, what was that, an 8-7 game they played with Madison. Madison scored in the last couple minutes to win that one. A little rivalry between Madison County and Wakulla there.
Wilson on the carry for the War Eagles.
Wakulla coming back to the counter.
Pick up a 6 yards.
They must run the counter 75% of the time. One thing that I always like about Wakulla, you know exactly what they're going to do, and they're going to do it, and they're going to tell you you're either going to stop it or you're not. They don't do a whole lot of changing up with what they want to do offensively. There's counter again. Florida High ready for it. As they're going to pick up. So no gain on the play.
What is the key to stopping the counter, Coach?
Well, you have to have discipline, because it gives you so much eye candy, as we like to call it, with that counter. And everybody on the defense has to do their job. So it's a must that you read your keys and understand what they're doing offensively. But if you're not disciplined and you're not reading that key that they're giving you, and you try to follow the football, you're going to be in trouble against Wakulla.
And that's exactly what they count on, is for you to do that, isn't it?
Yes, it is. They're really counting on you to pay attention to the ball and not pay attention to what's in front of you. There are certain things that defensive guys are reading. And if you're not paying attention to what's going on and you start paying attention to all of what we say that I can't do, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, we're here in the beautiful stadium, Bragg Memorial, and the facility that we're in has attracted, and we are able to say honestly that we actually have a number of college coaches that we spoke of earlier that are in the facility, keeping up with some of this talent that we have in this area. And under the double tent that you see on the screen is where the coaches are sitting, where the collegiate coaches are, and probably about 15 to 20 of them over there now, and some coming, some going in and out. So we're getting a real good turnout with the number of coaches that we have here.
And then there's that eye candy we talked about, Coach. You have the jet sweep action coming one way, you got the counter action going another. And if you're not disciplined enough to understand what your job is, that counter from Wakulla is going to continue.
And with us, we have a young man who knows all about playing defense and actually playing it on this field here in Bragg Memorial. The legendary Tyrone McGriff Jr. Thank you for taking some time as the AD of Florida High to come over and speak with us.
Yeah, you're welcome. We'll be confused when you say legendary.
I know, boy, that modesty. Yeah, I know your history, son. I know your history. And how's it feel to watch your team in here playing today?
It's always great. I always love bringing my kids back over here. It's exciting. You have two seniors coming over this year, and Javen Morgan and Jordan Gilly. Took a lot of effort in making sure that FAMU noticed them starting last year. So anytime we can come back to the Hill, it's always great.
Well, Coach, let me congratulate you on the continuation of an outstanding program over at Florida High. I mean, your teams did so well, and the thing that I'm probably proudest of is the academic success of these athletes that come from Florida High.
Yeah, we've had a lot of success. Actually, we've been doing a lot of studying, doing a lot of reports on our kids' grades, linking their academic achievements to the athletic prowess, which a lot of ADs or a lot of programs kind of overlook. But what I've noticed is our winningest programs a lot of times have
highest grade point average.
And the most diverse programs. So when you
That's
have
key,
diversity within your programs and you have great students, you usually have a ton of success.
Tell us about the diversity in your program. It's kind of ambiotic of the academic situation at Florida State overall, isn't it?
Yeah, as you know, we're a charter school. We operate on a lottery system to get into the school. However, of course, you have different, I would say, norms within each sport, where you have kids that are constantly, doing one sport above the next. So we do a great job of making sure everybody gets a chance to participate in multiple sports.
Okay, well, they've done well, and they turn out. We have a real good turnout from Florida High with our Dr. Arthur Woodard academic student of the game. The students come and they attend, and I think they get a lot out of that attendance. I know the parents really seem excited about it.
Yeah, this year, I hand-delivered all the invitations to their classes. I was unfortunately not able to get there because I was out of town, but I made sure that all of the athletes and their parents knew about it. And a lot of them were like, hey, what's this? Some of them were, I would say, repeaters. Because if you're a good student one year, you're most likely going to be a great student the next year. But they were excited about it. I think a lot of our kids are excited about their academic achievements.
And that comes at home. Parents stressing that it makes it a little bit easier for you, as you know, from being a coach up there. And Florida State has represented themselves well at that event over the year, trailing only Rickards, but closing that gap every year. Coach Hankerson, when he was at AD, he was really, really supportive of that and bringing the kids and making sure they were there and in attendance. And the Florida High kids, we're around them so much, much like the Rickards kids, we get a chance to know them and their parents. And, that helps. And our sponsors really enjoy having an opportunity to meet them. And in fact, Vanessa Woodard Byers, her suggestion was she wanted to see us add a couple minutes speech from a student who's won. And she said especially some of them who have been repetitive. Sarah McCracken had won every year when she was here.
Right, and she's at Vanderbilt now.
I was just going to ask you, tell us about it.
Yeah, I was talking to Coach Marshall this year, getting an update on her, and he goes, I guess the basketball coach was interested in her coming out. Because, as you know, she's a great student. She's up there academically, but she can get it done on the court. So, next year, hopefully she'll go out there, see if she still has it in her. But if she doesn't, I know she'll be someone's boss, and I'll be calling her for a donation in a couple of years.
Yeah, pre-med major, I think.
Yeah.
But see, that's typical. You have Coach Marshall did a real good job with the girls' team and Coach Ward with your boys. And I told Coach Marshall he was going to miss Sarah because that was the heart of his team. That was the one that all the younger players could kind of lean on because she was going to do the dirty work. And so she's kind of left her mark with them. But your basketball program, your football program did exceptionally well. Losing on what I will say, this is me, this is not Coach McGriff, on a controversial ejection with a rule that we hadn't seen in high school that made FSU lose probably their top defensive player for that game or during that game. Controversial call. and was widely discussed among coaches who witnessed it. But the young men's play on the field was exemplary, and Coach Hickman's a good leader, and they represented Florida High in the community well.
Yeah, Coach Hickman and I talked about it immediately after the game, and one thing we said was we're not going to leave it up to the officials. We're going to play the game next time. That just means for someone, they're going to be on the end of a high-scoring game because if you play tight, a bad call can dictate a lot. So we talked about it. We talked about the brand of football that we're going to need to incorporate to get over that hump in the semis. A lot of our kids this summer, Amari Harvey, you'll see a lot of our skilled guys running summer track this year. We're the only school in Tallahassee that has to play a team from, I guess, the Tri-County area down south, Palm Beach, Broward, and Dade, before we get to the state championship game to get there. So our brand of football would need to be fast. We talked about that. We talked about how we're going to build that fast team. And, we talk about all those things early on. So this year, you'll see a lot of skilled guys. We want to get them faster. We already had a great strength and conditioning program, but we're going to run. We're going to run. We're going to run the score up on people sometimes. Not intentionally, but we have to get ready for what we're going to see.
And I'm glad that your experience as a former football player and coach has actually been able to be something that is helpful to the coaches that are under you, that you sympathize and understand exactly what they're going through.
Yeah, it's a bit different. Of course, being a former player for both Florida High and FAMU, and then playing arena football, you know the different brands, you know what it takes to win. And I think our coaches understand that.
Well, I tell people all the time, administrations win championships. The coaches cannot do it without the support of the administration in terms of getting things done and making difficult jobs a little less difficult. And your understanding has been exemplary, and I want to commend you on the fine job that you've done in your second year as athletic director.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Honestly, kind of was inherited a gift. I think Coach Maurice Adams, who was the AD before me, gave me a pair of shoes that you would say would be used and you never worn before. So he gave me a gift, and he did a great job with the athletic department. Coach Mike Hickman before him did a great job as well. And all I have to do is take the baton and keep running with it. So I wouldn't say it's something I've done different. I just make sure I recognize everybody. And then I say we have the best coaches in the area, which makes my job look easy.
Okay, well, you kind of helped make it look easy yourself, but, your humbleness continues to impress me. And having known you so long and the generations of you before you, your legendary dad and your mom, and my wife was always close to your granddad, Colonel Rollins. She think that he helped her tremendously just in terms of organizational skills, that when I talk about some of the things that you're doing and have done, she just kind of chuckles. She said, "Oh yeah, that's his granddad. He got his fingerprints all over that boy." So we appreciate that and what you're doing for the students in this area, and we wish you continued success. And again, publicly to let you know how much INSiiGHTS appreciates your support in terms of allowing us to bring Florida High to the living rooms and television sets of people, and that as we continue to grow, we don't do so without Florida High being a part of where we go.
I appreciate that, but honestly, if it wasn't for you all, Tallahassee Democrat and some of the local media outlets, high school sports wouldn't have near the excitement. We talk about it. I was actually talking to someone the other day about just the importance of media coverage and the importance of a marketing team. And for a lot of the schools around here, we don't have to market our sports as hard because you all are trying to get to us. So we really appreciate you all, from the awards to the leadership trainings that you all do. It's so many different things that you all do that honestly all we have to do is say, yeah, yeah, yeah. And so I appreciate it, and I hope you keep it up.
Well, thank you. And one of the things that makes it easy is that when we talk to you about something, you realize that it's for the kids. It's not about us. And so when we do something, Florida High and Ricketts are usually at the top of whatever we do. Right now, I say Florida High just is always in the front of the line. And we run something through you. You're like, hey, Coach, before you take it anywhere else, now we want to be a part. And just the fact that the students appreciate it. Now, I say that because everybody doesn't want that. And I don't understand why. But then when it goes well, then they say, well, you're at Florida High all the time, or you're at Ricketts. I said, we tried to tell you about it, but you didn't want to be a part. And so as we continue, there's always a loyalty factor that my dad taught me about. You go with who brung you. And those schools are with us when we started 3 years ago. I mean, we've been doing this 3 complete seasons. We just completed our 100th television show and awarded our 100th student at the Academic Award. So we have a little longevity, and actually the longest running company that does this in the state of Florida is INSiiGHTS, local company right here that you've helped us do it. So without your help, we couldn't do it, Coach. We got some more things coming this year. We know we always come to you, to the AD that takes care of us, boy, and we do the games at Florida High. Coach McGriff have us, boy.
Oh yeah, we have you down. You got the popcorn, you got a Coke, and whatever other snack you get. But we know you're gonna get a popcorn when you come, so we have you squared away. And our concession people, they know when INSiiGHTS comes, get their snack pack ready. So
and we appreciate it, Coach. And we were just saying in the academic awards that we've gotten to be so much of the family that when the men's basketball team was warming up, they ran by us and gave us high five.
Yeah, we appreciate you all so much.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Say hashtag it's about the kids.
Yeah, always.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
I think I'd rather keep Coach McGriff than to get Earl in here. I be worried about him sometime. I'm going to talk about him before you get back on the air.
Yeah, because you know I have comeback.
Yeah,
that is my favorite athletic director.
Yeah, he need to be. Tyrone McGriff. He told me he always looked up to you.
Oh, me?
I'm just telling you what he has told me. He said he wanted to be like Coach Hankerson, and you were a part of a lot of what we did, and one of the first people to agree to have INSiiGHTS as a part of Ricketts Athletics, and we have not missed a beat. We've appreciated it and enjoyed the support from the Ricketts High School students.
Oh, we got it. Should have been 6.
Should have been 6.
Yeah, with the Taggart, you got to come down with that.
That's him over at wide receiver.
Yeah,
they're trying to find a place for him because he came in as a 3-star recruited quarterback.
Yeah. Won't be able to showcase his talent. So he's gonna see some of that quarterback position as well.
Yeah, well, I kind of figured when they had him at punt returner, and somewhere when I saw him listed as a high school senior, he was no longer listed as a quarterback. He was listed as an athlete.
Yeah, he's gonna be all over the place.
They got to find a place for his talents.
Oh, Hill right down the pipe.
Pass is caught.
To number 34, Emory Layer.
And that's good enough for another no.
Trying to find a number for Terrion Arnold on Florida High's team. I don't see him. Oh, there he is, number 2. Wide receiver, defensive back.
I don't think we've seen him yet, have we?
He has not been out there yet. He's drawing a lot of interest from college coaches, which is a little surprising because he was hurt last year and didn't play much. But they've been making a beeline to Florida High talking to him. Not just sending material, they're doing face-to-face visits.
Seminoles from the 5 Layer should be a touchdown. That's a nice design. Get you back out into the flat area. And a nice little easy toss to Layer for the touchdown. That's going to put Florida High up 12-0.
And what are you actually gaining from what you're seeing from them today?
Florida High,
Yeah.
moving the ball very well. Um, we watched I think 3 or 4 games now, and they're clearly the most impressive team that we've seen offensively. They don't look like they've skipped a beat from last year. There's our kicker. And he squeaked it.
Well, the kicking is a problem because last year they were kicking them pretty good.
But offensively, coach, they look like they picked up where they left off.
They do not look like this is a spring game for them.
No, not at all. They've been paying attention to what we've seen. They're the most fluid team that has been out here.
Mm-hmm.
The experience that they have on the line, as well as their skill positions, they're not missing a beat. So that's what I'm looking at with Florida High. The quarterback play has been far excellent from Hill, and he's done a really good job with his feet, as well as showcasing his arm as well. He came out throwing the ball first couple of plays of the game, so he's done a really, really good job. Florida High looks pretty good, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, they really do. They will go a long way this year. Interesting, the comment he made that in the region now, they now have to go almost down to South Florida in their region before they go to the state.
You know, that made a lot of sense what Coach talked about with getting ready to face those types of teams as they play in the playoffs. We expect them to make a deep playoff run, and as he stated, those teams down there tend to be a lot faster than what you typically see here in North Florida. So that makes a whole lot of sense what Coach McGriff talked about with these guys participating in summer track and field workouts, track workouts, in addition to what they're going to be able to see with the 707s and things of that nature. A lot of times, as coaches, we get caught up in the summertime with all the 707 and that type of activity. But to add the track aspect to your program during the summer, I'm expecting that to pay some dividends in Florida High later on in the season.
They sound as if they have a plan, and they're going to implement that plan and why they're doing this plan.
Yeah, I think it's pretty exciting.
But the question I want to know is how does FHSAA, which we know can pretty much do whatever they want, so but how do they make a team from this area go down there before in the region?
There are not a lot of teams in that classification that are going to fit enrollment-wise between here and down south. You're going to have more teams down south with those types of numbers that are between here and there in Tallahassee. So that makes it tough. Should be a legal motion there.
Well done by number 16.
Devin Robinson, good hit. Terry Arnold's in the game. He's standing at the 45.
Right, but that's the reasoning behind that, coach, with the region that they're in.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna pick back up with that in a second.
My spotter says that number 2 for Terry On is not Terry On. That's what my spotter says.
Doesn't look like.
Picking his way through. It wasn't a lot of room, but he kind of stepped through the debris. Might have picked up a first down there.
Brendan Wilson on the carry for the Eagles. Picks up another Eagle.
Eagle first down, 13-0 here.
War Eagles on the move.
War Eagles on the move.
Ball's on the 47-yard line. Worship in the gun.
Mm-hmm.
Class 3A. Okay, so
passes tip and incomplete.
once you get past the way those regions are set up, once you get past Gainesville,
Mm-hmm.
your next closest area. Let's see, once you get past Gainesville and Jacksonville, your next closest area is Daytona for their region.
But they go past that region all the way down to
Right, because the teams from Daytona are going to end up playing those teams from Jacksonville, which is going to knock somebody out. And then from there, the next closest area is the West Palm Beach area. And that's where they ran into King's Academy last year out of West Palm Beach. So in that 3A region, you basically have one team from North Florida that's going to end up playing potentially a team from Central Florida, and then it goes down to South Florida. So they don't have a lot of teams in that region that are close to North Florida.
Okay.
So that's how you end up running against those teams from down south. And so that's exactly what Coach McGriff was talking about, having to prepare for that type of competition.
Marcus Hegler.
Sounds like a pretty good plan there.
Sounds like it, doesn't it? Sounds like it.
We're getting a few raindrops.
Yeah, well, our spotter said it was we were gonna have a storm at 3:30, so I'm already winning my bed. We'll have thunder and lightning at 3:30. I was like, oh, that's what they said. I have to say they were incorrect. Might be having thunderstorms somewhere, but it's not here.
That's a good thing.
He carries that ball loose, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He carries it loose and low. Florida High all over it. They really did a great job in the back end, the secondary. He had nowhere to go with the football.
At the 49-yard line.
So he had to pull it down and try to run. And then they had a really good pursuit up front, within the front seven.
And Coach, surprisingly, we're not having a real delay with the games like we thought we might have. They're running maybe 10 minutes behind or so, but that's considering in the jamboree style with the number of high schools, that's pretty good.
Yeah, this has been pretty much right on point, time wise, and got to really. Oh, now that's interesting. I'm sorry.
You saw
quarterback,
right?
You got Taggart at quarterback, and they put Hill out at receiver.
Well, remember last year, I don't know if you did the game, that his first completion was a bubble screen that ran for about 85 yards.
Okay. Yeah,
and he came in as a 3-star recruited quarterback.
Oh, wow.
He's out.
And
he's gone.
Yes, sir.
Who was it?
That's number 6, Alfred Menjor, with an electrifying run. That was pretty exciting, Coach.
Yes, it was.
I tell you, as we stated earlier, Florida High really looks good.
These games are really important for us in terms of allowing us to, somebody from Wakulla, they're having a fit over there. Allowing us to get an idea and opportunity to adjust our football schedule so that we could bring the best games to you.
I would imagine Florida High is going to be on that schedule.
Oh, yeah, several times.
Yes, sir.
And plus, we have such an outstanding relationship with Florida High. You know, with the parents and the students, as they probably seek to find them a transfer kid.
Yeah, they're going to have to show up that kicking game because, as we do know, that will lose. That can't be the difference.
Really into it, Coach.
The high schools with the high and we
Get them going, coach.
Involvement and the beauty.
We are
19.
a lively group that meets at 7 a.m. They're called the Early Risers, and we have a lot of energy.
Wakulla first down. Their possession. Man. I see a couple guys who might look like they're like they might have checked out here for Wakulla.
Well, speaking of checked out, we have a clip that we did from Wakulla's game against Leon last year where they were winning that game handily. And several of their players were standing on the bleachers dancing with the cheerleaders. It's in most of our highlight videos. I don't think the Wakulla coaches appreciated their players' lack of attention to what was going on in the game. But that video brought it to their attention.
I wouldn't have appreciated that either, Coach. That's for sure. Oh,
Football is not a game you could play half speed.
not at all. You will get hurt.
You will get hurt. You will get hurt. And that's not typical of Wakulla. Wakulla has a very fine football tradition. Number of championships. Number of young men who've gone on to the NFL, play collegiately in Power 5 conferences. They do not play that in Wakulla. Oh, who's the band coming in? Is that Ricketts?
Looks like Godby. That's the Godby band.
That's the Gabi band. Well, that band has quadrupled since the last time I've seen it.
Yeah, they're coming to support the team, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Number 4, Sheldon Walker.
I wonder who the guy is that started
It's Michael Keaton, number 4.
bands coming to the spring football
Brings
game.
up 4th down.
That's probably somebody you know. That's probably why you asked that.
Oh, we had a good time.
Yeah, I had a feeling it was you. Just, I know you.
And we're winding this one down. I don't really know if Wakulla's probably going to get one more snap here, and that's going to be our ball game. They may not even call it a delay game penalty. Actually, he did call it a delay game penalty. I think he could have let that one slide.
Was it, Coach? 1 second?
1 second remaining. In actuality, Coach, it was a 3-second difference between the play clock and the game clock.
Somebody would have said, I could have saw my child play one more play.
One snap. And that's going to be it. A nice tackle to end the game for Florida High. Their next game, Coach, they're going to play Lincoln.
And that's the end of the game.
So that's going to be good at 6 p.m. We're going to have Florida High versus Lincoln.
And who do we have coming up next?
Coming up next, Godby versus Leon.
We'd like to give you all an opportunity.
And we appreciate everybody being here with us as we continue to try to bring to you high school football from the state of Florida. This is INSiiGHTS. This is the coach, Minnie Clayton, and Earl, the Pearl,
Next up,
Hankerson.
Godby versus Leon.